Hi, welcome to another video on my Arduino Yun with a breadboard and a Technic switch, all connected with electronics. Last time I managed to get readings through the console, and at first I didn't get anything pressing the switch, but as it turns out, with this terminal, it is not a switch that is causing anything, but it is the keyboard. And with this keyboard I can show you that anything goes. However, that is not what I want. What I want is that I press the switch, which is connected to the breadboard, and that I see it in here. And next thing, that I actually influence the LEDs which are on the breadboard and on the board, the which is the LED 13. However, I've made a little thinking mistake last time, because console is just what it is, a console, which means keyboard. What I do need is not a console read, but analog read. And analog is just where my switch is connected to. So if console is connected, that is fine, but I am going to need a switch. So I'm going back up, and then I'm using sensor. If sensor is used, that should be sensor value, that is right. And I should use not console read, but I should use console print. And if I'm correct, then I do it like this. But I need first to read it. So if console is connected, then sensor value, is analog read, and then I have to be careful. Analog pin A0, no, analog in pin A0, if I'm entirely correct. Yes. And then I should be reading 1. And then also let me change this a bit, because this has to go here. And then I do say console print, no, this one, switch sensor, well, whatever switch is, and then console print line, sensor value, and this should do it. So let's see how this works out. Oops, not this one. So it is also logical that I change this one, because if there's a 0, if there's a 1, there's a 0 too. Now it's time to see if everything works. No, it is. I've made an error somewhere. 51. Ah, yeah. A capital needed. First time that I have to upload it again, so yes, the password. And now let's see if the sensor is indeed being read and printed through the console. That will be a very nice one indeed. So I'll start it here again. Yes, again password bound. Here it reads still through the console. Now I press the switch, and that it doesn't do. And though I'm pressing the switch, okay, that is a flaw in my code, because it only says console connected, and it is only connected when I press a key on the keyboard. So I do it like this, and then hopefully alright, and now let me quit this and look back. I press the F, yes, but I see nowhere that I'm also reading in from the analog input. So that is a problem. I have to think about this. When looking through the code, which is always good to do, I noticed that I have two places where I actually read the sensor value, and they do exactly the same. So what I need to do is comment this one out. Since here it just reads, and since I want it to be printed on the console, it is only being done here. So this makes no sense, at least sense that I imagine. So I put it here. However, if you look here at the output, the biggest problem is that you don't even see switch is coming by. It is only console available or not. Well, with the F it is clearly available, but then again it's not available. So that is a bit of a problem. But with this change, this one commented out, let's try again, see if anything happens now. because essentially it was read 2 times. Alright, that is done and running already, so I have to yes, right, now just pressing a key and pressing the switch, and that is not doing anything. Now I'm holding the key and I'm holding the switch. On the breadboard the LED connected to the switch is is burning brightly, but this on the console, as you can see, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, and the serial monitor will just show this exactly the same. So here I go. Oh, that's interesting. Just console not available. Why does it say 300 baud? Doesn't make sense. Oh right. Ah, look here. Oh, this is interesting. I'm holding the switch. Now this is very interesting indeed. I have to look into this. Very interesting. Now there is one problem, of course. Considering the fact that when I press the keyboard somehow and I press the switch on the breadboard, and it's not doing anything right now. There we go. It's a little bit curious how this works. Alright. So I have to press okay, a lot of characters, and then it sends, and then it goes, and what you see is that the switch is reading an analog value, and it never is either 1 or 0. Well, it is 0 here. And that is quite quite annoying, because that means that I can't use A0 for this. I have to use the digital input for this, since I'm only reading for 1 and 0. It's also a bit odd, because I am just holding the switch and it changes value. Okay, now it is out of character again. So okay, a lot of these. Send, and there you go. There you go. So a lot of real numbers with a maximum at 1024, which is kind of expected, but the question is, and now I get it here as well. So somehow the input here is not exactly the same as here. It is output, but not as I know it. It's exactly the same output, of course, but alright. So what do? I look at the board, and by doing so I look at the inputs, and I see that I have an input from 3 and 4 used, not 5 yet. So I am changing the signal from A0 to digital 5. Therefore I have to define digital 5, const and digital 5 is 5. On the other hand, it says analog out pin, so let me put it as analog in pin, but that can't be, because that is analog in pin. It is an output and not an input. So that's rather curious, but I will need to do so. So let me say digital 5, digital in 5 is 5. Alright. Then I will change this to digital read. And then say digital in 5. See what that gives. Output value 1. That's new. Alright, let me put it out. I've done something wrong, apparently. I'll have to see for this. And of course there's always a risk if you are programming in 2 different languages. I'm now programming in C, so I need this, a semicolon, and this is alright. So this should be alright, and I can comment this in again. No problem with that. Anyway, it's the same. So with this I should get actual digital input. Ones and zeros, and I hope, okay, that's better. Now for the console, a lot of G's, send them. Pressing the switch, which should be 1. And there you go. And it reads slowly. Slowly. Now I'm constantly holding the switch. But I've released it a few times, so that is what you see coming by. And I'm constantly holding it. But this works. But it is too bad that I do need the console to get it going. So now let's also look at the terminal. See, I'm pressing a lot of G's. Here it's not going, and here it is. And when console is not available anymore because of the number of G's running out. Yeah, well, that's it then. Time to also show you on camera what is happening. Because that is nicer. Let me get back also to the coder. Because here I still have 1 second delay, 2 seconds delay and 5 seconds delay, and I'm going to change that all 1. So once again, uploading. That's done. And then running. Holding the switch, and there you go. Right, time for the camera to show you something. So, to show on camera, this of course is still the onboard LED, LED 13, which goes red in the algorithm. This wire was in A0, is now in digital 5, so it is controlled by this switch. And it's either this LED or that LED, but right now nothing is really working because it says console is not available. So I have to touch the keyboard, and in the serial monitor I have to press F. In this case I choose F. Press send, and then you see the red LED, and I lose it. I release the switch, I press it again. The only thing is that This LED doesn't do its job. This one is not. And that's really annoying. So you see the red LED and the and this one are doing what they should do, but with the red one, this one should be working. I tested it and it is functional. So why doesn't it do its job? Alright, let me put the jump wire completely in. It's out of characters, literally. I choose for Q's this time, letter Q. There we go. So that's another disadvantage. When the number of when the input is out, literally out of character, then it stops. And I don't like this one. Unfortunately, I have no other LED available, or I should demolish another PCB. It is possible, it takes some time, but only then I can use it. But this one should be doing its job, unless it's burning very faintly. So let me remove the light for a moment. Okay, it's out of characters again. This time the letter Z. Not that it matters, I just need keyboard input. There you go. But I still see nothing from the LED. And as you may understand, this LED indicates whether the switch is pressed. Okay, this is annoying. Why doesn't an LED work when it's supposed to, and test it? Quite annoying. Anyway. So you've seen on the camera that it kind of works. One LED failure. No clue why it fails. This was clearly a good attempt. It only works when the console, meaning the keyboard, is pressed and supplied with a sufficient amount of characters. Not this one. Yep, this one. And right now it says alright, sufficient amount of characters, and there you go. And obviously I'm not pressing the switch right now. 300 baud is apparently good, quite surprisingly, because it is a very, very low speed. If you look here, you see every possible speed, and usually it is something about 19,000 baud. maximum, and I've used this one. In the past I've used nearly every speed, but this one should be apparently 300. I'm okay with that. What to do next? Having a motor supplied. Now that may be going to be tricky because yes, it is 5 volts. With my other Arduino you've seen how I manage that with a transistor, a resistor and some jump wires. So what I want to do is using the breadboard of course for this, and have it activated using the switch. And that is for next time to come. Of course I will meet problems, as I always do for some reason, but I am very glad that this I worked this out. So a little bit of a recap. Con sensor to activate the console. Digital read to actually read in the switch input. Putting it here. Analog gives a read, but is unusable if I say okay, sensor value is 1 or is 0. I could change this of course by using say an analog value being larger or smaller than a certain analog read value. But then again, a switch is either 1 or 0. So if I would use analog, I could be using a potentiometer, a potmeter, a variable resistor, and then I could even manage the motor that I want to use, to say okay, not on or off, but some nice speed. I think both are good ideas, but yet to have it realized. So thank you for watching. If you like my video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And I've also Instagram and Twitter. Please see my website for much more on my project. And if you like my videos, please also consider to make a small donation to keep my blog and videos going. And this is certainly to be continued. Bye bye.